Welcome back to episode 2 of getting ready for a 100-mile race in just 90 days. We are going couch to 100. Really no prior training before that. Never ran a marathon, half marathon, maybe a 5K when I was like 10. Last episode, we went through how to carb load and nutrition and hydration for the week prior leading up to the race. Today, we're going to be going through how do you fuel during the race. In order to do this the right way, I have to bring on the best of the best across the board. I got Brady McDonald doing my running training. I'm bringing in Jeff to do the nutrition, the hydration, the fueling, all of the sciencey stuff. So Jeff, again, thank you for doing this. And where do we start for race day?
I think the plan we have leading up in the day of is pretty solid, but everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face by 100 degrees and 100 miles. So well, hopefully this will be able to combat some of that. So let's talk about intra race, what you're doing once you kind of bang starting line running. We're going to have to keep carbohydrates, electrolytes, everything in the entire way. We already topped the tank off. We already got everything, the foundation super set prior to going to starting the race. But to be honest with you, like this is just as important as that prep carb is to, with the conditions, with the heat, with the distance, like if you don't fuel your system, you're going to die. So we got to make sure we keep you, gas in the tank so you can make it to the finish line. So what we're going to do is everything's going to be blocked into hours. I know, you have the guys that are going to be able to be there if you need them for something. You have aid stations, give or take, depending on your time. You're going to be shooting between every 2 to 3 hours, probably hitting an aid station. If that stays true, this is a good plan, but you're going to be able to pivot off this plan. So on here, and we'll just kind of talk up here, every hour, you're basically going to be having 2 scoops of Tailwind, 1 gel, which we talked about, the CIS or the BPN, which is about 75 grams of carbs. We'll put that in 16 ounces so you could pre-make all these, except for your quarter aid station ones. You're going to be obviously having, and I needed to flip-flop these, sorry. I ended up writing it wrong. But 40 grams of carbolin, HBCD, your baking soda, LMNT. All those other drinks still have baking soda to buffer lactic acid. Glutamine is going to help keep the gut right. Kind of keep you from getting sore as you get later in the race. BPC will split that up. So you'll put a third in each one of those. I have a feeling you're going to probably do 3 in a bigger like aid station, most likely, give or take, or 2 in an aid station, 2 in an aid station. Aid stations, I would automatically have these ready for that, plus your food. Right. Now, in between, if you get hungry, you need something. I mean, this is enough to keep you fueled. But you're going to need to put something in your stomach between these. So, we're going to have to play it by ear because aid station might be there. And then as you get going, there's a little bit bigger of a gap. Sure. So all I really need to know is the in-between hours, we're going to do the Tailwinds, electrolytes, carbohydrates, a gel. If you don't want a gel, I put SPK in there, which is Sour Patch Kids. Yes, sir. Just get something down. Yep. And then you have, like I said, the electrolytes, the glutamine, the BPC. Once we hit aid stations, I would say try to shoot for your carbolin, which was a carb that shuttles quick but stays long. HBCD is a little bit faster than what you're already consuming here, or not faster, but stays a little bit longer. Baking soda, LMNT with this one to flavor that up. I know you don't like the flavor of the carbolin, and a gram of beta alanine. So that'll be, whether it be your aid station or every 3 to 4 hours, you're just going to have to play it by ear. I have you doing 16 ounces with all these beverages, but you're still going to consume water, whether you're carrying the 2 liters on the back. On your 2 liters in the back, I would still, and I think I wrote it somewhere, in your 2 liter thing, I would probably just throw 1 extra LMNT in there just to give it some flavor, plus electrolytes. Salt tabs, you could either have the tabs ready, or what I think we talked about is having the smaller ones on the vest. You could have a small water with the salt tab in there. So you start cramping, something comes up, you have it right there to be able to start drinking it. Food, like I said, it depends on what you feel like eating. At the aid station, we got a good amount of carbohydrates in there, but you still want to coat the stomach. So we're going to go with Uncrustables, Rice Krispie treats, or a Pop-Tart. That's great. So that'll be kind of like, those should sit with you. And honestly, these top 2s would sit really, really nice. That'll just switch it up for you. And you're just going to keep it rolling. So hourly, aid station, or at least every 3 to 4 hours is going to be one of those. And then you'll just kind of keep working it every hour on the hour. Don't miss this because this is your foundation. This should get you there, no problem. You're still going to be doing extra stuff to keep yourself, fueled up, keep the stomach good, water in between here. Goal is about 1 liter between everything. Minimum, you should get 1 liter per hour.
Okay.
You'll probably have your 16 on the mark and then hopefully 16 to 20 just as you're going. What kind of questions you got?
Yeah, no, I know we worked through this a lot. I mean, just for some context, we're basically shooting for around 350 calories an hour.
I mean, you're going to have some trace. You're probably going to be closer to like 4 per hour.
400 calories an hour. Water-wise, it's going to be a minimum of 28 ounces an hour.
Well, I'd say goal is liter per hour.
Liter per hour.
6 guaranteed 16 in your beverage. Yep. And then try to get another, whatever we can to get to 32.
Running?
Yep.
Okay. And then baking soda, glutamine, BPC capsules. So really the goal here, we're fighting multiple things. You're fighting avoiding rhabdo, which is kidney failure.
Yeah, a lot of times your system gets overstressed and things start shutting down. It starts there and then spread.
So to reverse engineer, like you're fighting rhabdo, you're fighting redlining. So that's why these hours can change. Is like once it gets close to 100 degrees, I'm going to be running based on my heart rate, not time. So it's going to be like
electrolyte replacement.
So like once my heart rate gets up to a certain point to avoid redlining, so probably around 175, I'll have to pull back. So that's going to affect the time in the middle of the day when it's super hot. So again, like take this for what it is. This is planned out very specific for the Keys 100 race, but I would say 98, 99% of this you can use across the board for anything, any huge physical push like this. I guess my only question would be, so I'm going to have salt tabs in the water on these 2 waters all the time.
Yep.
If I'm in a position where, like, let's talk worst case scenario. It's hot, 50 miles in, I'm cramping, like full body cramps. Chugging those waters is not doing anything. Should I just take another salt, like as many salt pills and water as I can until I stop? Or like
I mean, I would probably maybe have one with one that's like your sipper, and then maybe have the other one that has more than just one in there, so it's super concentrated. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Listen, I'm being pretty optimistic. If you hit the basics and what we do prior to, and then you don't obviously exert yourself too much, I think you're going to be okay.
Yeah,
like,
we got a plan, stick to the plan.
Yeah.
That's really what this is going to come down to, whether it's the race training Brady's making with like pacing per mile with your nutrition.
Yeah, I mean, it's controlling everything as much as you can, right? And then just keep yourself to where you're not.
Pain. That's what we forgot.
Yeah. So what I would probably do is before you even start, start with maybe a leave. You could just take like one. I like the soft gels, and every probably 3 or 4 hours, you might rotate. I wouldn't do them every single time, but you might go from like a leave to Tylenol, unless you have something else you like using.
No, I don't really take any.
And I don't want to like stress the system too much. So like probably like one Aleve and then one Tylenol, and just keep those on that 4, and that because you're going to probably start feeling some pain as time goes.
No,
the joints are going to start kind of feeling
into this thing for sure. My only thing is I don't usually take any of this stuff.
Yep.
So I got to be careful about how it sits in my stomach.
Yeah. Well, I think with one serving of it, you should be fine. I would definitely have that with your breakfast that you have. And then those, if anything, at the aid station, depending on where that's hitting, with that they're uncrustable, like with some actual food.
Sure.
Or if you're going to have to take it and it doesn't time out, right, I would eat something, then take it.
Okay.
So
I'm pretty set on this. I think overall, if you have any questions on whether it be carb loading the week before, whether it be how to approach your race day training, whether it's fueling, nutrition, hydration, supplements, pain with like a leave, ibuprofen, all of it matters. Especially when you're doing something this long, like an ultra, like you can't miss things.
Yep.
Every fueling matters. Every hydration matters. How much Aleve you take can destroy your stomach.
Yep.
Baking soda, if you're doing your lactic acid and you take a little bit too much,
diarrhea,
turn your stomach upside down. So this is a game of being so specific and strategic that because if you do a little bit too much of anything, it throws off everything, and then having a plan B for everything, I think is going to be.
Well, and what's cool about this is like, this is for more extreme. You're talking 100 miles. If someone was like, what you do prior to, pretty solid plan for any type of endurance type, something that's going to take you more than an hour. As far as what you would do intra, you could abbreviate this. You know, if it's a shorter event, you still might do similar things like this, but just not every hour to support the distance,
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is solid. I appreciate you. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, comment them down below. We'll try to get to it. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow more for Jeff. He's the best in the game. So thank you, man.
All right.
Appreciate it.
No problem.